Well, that's fun when you ask questions. Keep asking me things.
I want you to ask him things so that he can make fun of me.
I just knew that I didn't have any opportunity in my life to stamp bags, so I knew that if I opened my own bookstore, I wouldn't be able to say that anymore. We don't see a bookstore like this existing. People were like, yeah, do it. And so here we are. Like, I want people to be like, Matthew's the nice one, Jason's the mean one. There need to be one of each.
Because like direction for the director, like I need a lot of constant support and feedback and like warmth, and you gave a lot of that to Jason. He doesn't need that. I need that.
We are in Stouffville Block, and it's a historic building on 97th Street, kitty corner to the Royal Alberta Museum, and yeah, this is what we did with it. We're really happy with how it turned out. I'm excited to open. Wow, where are the books?
We need to get on ordering books, yeah. I think that's our next priority.
Who is gonna clean all this up? It's not gonna be me. My name is Jason Purcell, and I'm one half of Glass Bookshop here in Edmonton.
Hello, I'm Matthew Stepanek, and I am the second most handsome half of Glass Bookshop.
I told Matthew we were going to do it. I said, by the way, we're opening a bookstore. And he said, what? This is the first I'm hearing of it. And I said, well, here's the business plan. And the rest is history.
Jason will say that he brought a business plan to the meeting, but as the detail-oriented person, I feel like that's something that I focus more on. Jason brought a beautiful idea to that meeting of, let's open a bookshop together. When he came to me with this idea, I was hesitant at first. Bookshops, it seems like they're dying, but as we started to look into how other bookshops survive, how they connect with the community, what value they add to readers in their cities, I realized what a great idea it was and how needed it was in Edmonton. We definitely should get clear glass here. I don't know, something you can see through. Do you think you'll ever get boots tall enough so you can touch the top of the arch?
Oh yeah, eventually.
We launched the idea slowly. We started selling at events and partnering with local arts communities and publishers from across Canada who would send their writers in. We'd begin to kind of build our brand and connect that way. We moved into the pop-up space later. We envisioned Glass Bookshop to be a community space, something that's welcoming to everyone who wants to step through our doors and find a great new read.
So Edmonton has more big chain bookstores, more Indigo and Chapters locations per capita than any other Canadian city. So there is a huge population of readers here in the greater Edmonton area. But there weren't as many independent bookstores as a city like Edmonton could sustain. And we see in other places in Canada that they indeed are the places where up-and-coming writers are able to get their footing and find readers. And we knew Edmonton didn't really have a place like that, especially one that focused on queer and racialized writers, on independent publishers, these kind of really important pieces of the puzzle that make up Canadian writing and publishing. You don't encounter anything unless it has a huge marketing budget behind it. And what we wanted to do was use those same display techniques of tables piled high with really interesting books and beautiful wall displays, but actually use that space for those who may not have the marketing money, but are still doing really interesting things, and I would argue probably more interesting things.
Some days I forgive myself for loving the things men love. All-in-one shampoo, Formula One race cars, Fight Club. The first time my parents let me stay up late was for the Friends finale, which I loved. Some days I love the things I have loved. 9th grade, the Tunisian boy who taught me to rollerblade, 50-cent samosas on the corner. When the Ativan wears thin, I become a fish, suffused in the waters of my memory. I dream of a mirage where the teenagers put the eggs back before they meet the walls of my house where I love. Some days I let go of having wanted love, straightening my hair, reading The Economist, wanting to taste pepperoni on pizza. Girls like me, we are what we eat. I'm a chicken, not a love letter. This I love too. A lot of my work focuses on, I think, difficult or challenging themes: racism, sexism, oppression, feminism, and these come up in a lot of the things I do because they're rooted in trying to fight injustice. And so I'm moved to anger a lot of the time when I'm creating new work, when I'm looking at past work, and that anger is part of my motivation to keep creating work that resonates with people. My debut book of poetry, Coconut, deals with a lot of the complexities of being an Indo-Canadian person living in diaspora here in Canada. The word coconut is actually a racial slur that refers to being brown on the outside and white on the inside. It's often used in very laterally violent ways. And I wanted to reclaim that word to give meaning to what it means to be a coconut and to give space for my stories that encompass all of that. I think it's really important that we have a queer-owned local business that is supporting marginalized voices, that are especially pushing back against the mainstream stereotypes and connotations of what constitutes Canadian literature. Most artists, are not famous, and a space like Glass Bookshop really uplifts those voices to the people who matter most, which is the people closest to you who will support you and buy your books.
My name is Matthew James Weigel. I'm a Dene and Métis poet and artist working here in Edmonton. My chapbook is called It Was Treaty, It Was Me, and it is about my family history in relationship to the signing of the numbered treaties in this place. As an author, having that support locally from a local independent bookstore is something that has been extremely valuable to me, and feeling that I'm appreciated by the community. I've had such great experiences with Glass Bookshop, not just as a creative, but also as a reader. The best thing about Glass Bookshop is the ability to find new books that I actually want to read. That trust cultivates a really beautiful reading experience.
One of the biggest challenges we've faced as a new bookshop is, the same challenge that every small business and, even large businesses are facing across the world, the COVID-19 pandemic. Our lease was ending at City Centre Mall around the same time that the pandemic was forcing businesses to close to, help stop the spread. And we were very fortunate that we had signed a lease already on our space, Stovall Block, and the landlords who own this space also own the Mercer warehouse, and they had space available in their warehouse basement for us to work out of. So we shut our doors to browsing, and we decided to switch to an online-only system, and we offered free delivery to Edmonton, Sherwood Park, and St. Albert. So completely revamped our business model. We definitely had to pivot and try to create a different online persona for us. So I keep complimenting Jason on his social media skills, but that's been a big part of how we sell books and how we connect with readers now, is sharing new books on Instagram, highlighting titles that aren't getting attention elsewhere, and responding to people's interest in those titles and letting them know what the book is about, how they can order it. So we definitely only connect with our customers online through email. I'll take phone calls every once in a while to kind of help offer over the phone recommendations. I still enjoy doing that. And I think seeing that support from the community right away really gave us hope. They still loved what Glass Bookshop was doing, that they wanted to see us survive through this, and we've continued to see that over the past year. When we launched the delivery service over a year ago in March, we received this wonderful show of support from the community where online orders kept coming in. And originally it was always just my plan to be the sole delivery person, but because the support was so incredible, we had to hire other delivery drivers.
I think it's always exciting when the Glass Bookshop delivery arrives. It's something I really look forward to, and opening up that brown paper bag with the beautiful stamp on it and my name written on it with a little heart beside it is always something to cherish.
Hi, Matthew.
Hey, welcome back.
Thanks. I have a little list on my Google Maps on my phone, and we'll go through them just one by one until my day is done delivering books, one house at a time. Where's the house number? I can't even see it. Through the hopscotch? Nope, not on here. Cool. Dial code not found database. I'll try texting her. This is what happens when you deliver to apartments sometimes. Oh no, this one. See, we missed it.
Get those cameras in nice and close. This is the most exciting thing happening today. So this one just came out yesterday, and same thing, this is Hano Oyemi's new novel 2. This is one of those examples where Penguin puts all the new releases together in the same box so that April 6th, don't put it out before then. So this is the new memoir from Brandi Carlile, who I've loved since I was a closeted queer boy at the age of 13. She's an incredible queer folk singer, and I have no idea even what stories or narratives she shares in this. I just love her so much that I know I'm going to enjoy reading every moment of her life. Yeah, oh, she was an openly gay teenager. That's an experience I didn't have, so excited to hear about that. Hopefully that's some potential ASMR, and I love those videos on Instagram where they're cutting into clay and it's so even, and it's so calming to watch. So a lot of this is creating stock for ourselves on authors that we haven't had for a while, so you can see there's a lot of Jordan Tannehill. He has a new book coming out in August, so we wanted to make sure we had stock of all of his other things. This is the bin of special orders that we've received that's going to go out tomorrow, so I put everything in these bins for Jason to pack up later when he's packing orders.
Matthew, there's all these boxes in my way. What am I supposed to do?
I don't know.
Move them?
Jason's doctor says he can't lift more than 5 pounds. Jason says jump, and I say how high. And then there's those rare moments when Jason passes off a little bit of gratitude to me, and it's all worth it. So I'm trying to focus also on like lifting properly so that like no WCB claims kind of come through, because I never lift properly. Jason notices that like he puts the pretty books on Instagram, and the nicer the cover, the more sales like we see from it.
I told a bunch of independent publishers on a Zoom call to stop publishing ugly books. Because they said, what's one thing that we can do to help you sell books? And I said, stop making them look so bad. So we'll see if they listen. I won't put an ugly book on Instagram. Are you kidding? It's a visual medium. Why don't I put mud on there? Yeah. I don't even want to bring a book in if it's ugly.
Jason finished his job of going through all the orders and responding to customers and letting them know if we'd be delivering tomorrow or if it would be a special order that would come later. And so then he emails me the slips because I'm one with access to the printer. We don't trust him with printing stuff yet because he likes to print a lot of headshots and send them off to modeling agencies. And so I'm going to print the slips for the orders for tomorrow that Jason will pack. What?
Said I'm so not in the mood for this right now. We gotta move. We gotta get into our new space. Matthew does not appreciate me and what I bring to the table on a daily basis.
You know, sometimes Jason's a little bit annoying and they like to sing all the time.
There was somebody vacuuming upstairs at like the restaurant, and he turns to me and he's like, oh my God, I thought that was you singing.
It just sounded like they were trying to hold a note, you know, like,
that is not how my voice sounds.
Every once in a while, that's the note that Jason hits, you know.
It's just beautiful sounds.
I heard a vacuum. Did anyone else hear a vacuum?
I hate you.
I know you do. That's why this works.
I have a beautiful voice. A lot of people tell me that. They say, I wish you would sing more. And I say, don't make me sing.
They should come and visit the bookshop and hang out with us, and then they can get it all the time.
Just wait. You know what? When I'm singing with Celine Dion, I'll say, don't buy your books at Glass Bookshop. By then I'll have left you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you skipped a couple steps. There's always two paths when you hit the fork in the road.
Wow, that is a... Let's thank our lucky stars that we got that on.
Yeah, you know,
There are always two
Robert
paths.
Frost.
There are always two paths when you reach a fork in the road. Matthew Stepanek.
Are we done here? Can I stop engaging with Jason?
When our daughter was born, Matthew and Jason sent her a whole bunch of children's books that we read to her immediately, and there were books that, you know, we would have never found on our own. I think her favorite one is Feminist Baby, which is wonderful. But we also read her Alice in Wonderland. We've been reading her Harry Potter. I've been reading her bits of Empty Spaces and, My Work in Progress. I've read her emails before. She just loves being read to.
My name is Smita Mohammed. I'm a spoken word poet based in Edmonton, and I come from a Somali Canadian family, and that informs a lot of the writing that I do. My experience as Youth Poet Laureate was amazing because it was an opportunity not only to feel like I was getting recognition for the work that I was doing, but to step into those that had the roles before me and to try and create spaces for youth, for mentorship, for connectivity, for community. And it pushed me to write poems that I felt were opportunities to reflect on the things that were happening in my city and in my local community. Working with Kind Ice Cream and Glass Bookshop to have my poetry on the side of a pint of ice cream is one of the coolest collaborations I've ever done. It's not something that you would expect to have your poems paired with ice cream, but I think it's perfect because it's like a small poem. As a spoken word poet, I'm usually really talkative. I do like longer 3-minute poems, and that was a little bite, a moment, and I think when you bite into some ice cream, they pair well together, so I'm excited that that's happening. Incantations of Black Love. Loving myself in this body is a necessary act of survival, so I remedy the broken stem with honey. I watch it grow from the roots, like drawing bile from the blood. The revolution begins with the breath in my lungs. The revolution begins when I choose joy. Self-love is Black love, and I am love itself.
My name is Jumoke Verissimo. I'm the author of A Small Silence, which is my latest work. I found myself falling in love with Edmonton as much as I thought I would never, because there's a certain thing that Edmonton has given to me that I haven't even been able to understand. Edmonton is a place that slowly takes control of your heart. But I come to Edmonton and this place possesses me, possesses my soul. There's a calm and there's a chaos at the same time. What we do is we tell stories of what we know, and it's where I find freedom. And freedom is very scarce in this world. That's why I continue to write. I want to be free. It may not exactly give me everything that I want, but I can pretend that it does. That's one of the things about writing. Writing is a place where you can imagine that you have it all.
Having a community space, a physical space, is incredibly important for us to build connections to each other. For artists who are here living in the city, as well as artists who are visiting, to have a place they call home. Community is built up as an accumulation of these moments when we are able to connect to another human person, and having a space like Glass Bookshop that is going to foster this type of community is incredibly important.
I think there's something really amazing that you can tap into when you perform to an audience, and there's like this exchange that happens between the storyteller and the audience, and it's like the poem exists, but in that space, when you perform to the space around you and to the audience around you, that specific performance and the way that you tell that story is unique to that moment in time and can never be replicated, and there's something really beautiful about that.
There's ongoing relationship building for everybody. It's like readers, writers, all of us have this sort of space that we're going to be able to convene. And once the pandemic is over, that will feel, I think, even more amazing and magical than it was already going to be.
It might be hard right now to see beyond the disarray, but there's an arch here that you can see that's like totally open, and it leads into the second part of the space. And there's one here and one there too. And we didn't even know these were here at all when we first came in this space. But the folks at Gather Co. took down the wall that was covering this and found these here. They opened one up just to see what it was like. And it's just like such a stunning architectural detail, and we're thrilled to have 3 of them. So we're gonna open them all up. So along this wall, there'll be 3 open arches. And the center one is the one that we'll actually use to walk between the 2 sides. I don't know why this happened, but whoever was in here before blocked out this corner window. So right now, like you can see, it's covered up by all this wood. And I'm gonna take that wood out and I'm gonna put some glass back in. It's just gonna be a place where there's like beautiful light just kind of comes and pours into the whole space.
It's a big priority for us to listen to the community and build a bookshop that people want. eyes will wander everywhere because you'll just see titles along the side, down the center. You'll want to go exploring through those archways, and I think people will just feel so energized when they come in here, and we might have a bit of a lineup at the front because I feel like this will be a main Instagram zone where as soon as you walk in, everyone's going to want to take a picture here, and we might need to hire somebody to help with selfies. You know, these are different ideas that we have in our mind to make sure that, you know, people can share their experiences in Glass Bookshop.
We're really trying to nurture something that I think Edmonton can really sustain.
I always want to, you know, be working towards new and exciting events, new projects, and just really welcome more and more people into what we're doing at Glass Bookshop.
At Glass Bookshop, we really it's just a vanity project. We were accused of that. Yeah. We really were. Somebody said we were just doing this to get famous. And I said exactly.
Takes off scuff marks. You can do this at home too, if you have your own bottle of hand sanitizer and also a tissue. Any brand works, but we recommend Scotty's. It's usually the one that's on sale. Bob, how does it feel to be the most handsome delivery driver at the bookshop? Bob, how do you manage to fit in 8 hours of deliveries when you sleep 16 hours a day? Bob, why has no one asked why you can't reach the pedals on a car? Bob, can you even see over a steering wheel? No answer. Never an answer. Bob, you're fired.